Should old acquaintance be forgot? Now you know why I'm not part of the choir at my parish. My name is Father Pete Jankowski. Once again, welcome Dayton Liturgy scholars to another session of our liturgy program. Today I want to talk a little bit about the liturgical year. And the song I sang is normally sung Auld Lang Syne at the end of a calendar year, where we signify that something new is going to come up. Well, the church also has its own special calendar year, which is designated by a poster, which in the United States you could certainly purchase at any church or supply store, which tells you how the year is laid out. And in every liturgical year, we are able to figure out how the dates all kind of fall into place based on three specific celebrations or three specific dates. If you could figure out these three dates without even looking at a calendar, you can figure out how the church liturgical year is going to be run. The first date always falls on the Sunday closest to or falling on November 30th, the Feast of St. Andrew. If you can find the Sunday closest to that date, you'll always know when the beginning of the new liturgical year takes place. We call that the first Sunday of Advent. Think of it this way. If a woman gives birth to a child, when she is in labor, when she has child within, consider that the pre-birth stage. That's how the church would call the season of Advent. So if you understand November 30th, you've got the first basic date of a liturgical year. December 25th is your second major feast date. Now, December 25th is the Feast of Christmas, which in the church calendar always falls on that specific date. Way back when we used an old calendar called the Julian calendar, December 25th was designated as the winter solstice, the darkest night of the year. And there was an old pagan holiday where the Feast of the Unconquered Sun, the sun god would come down and try to overcome the darkness. And when the bishops in the 4th century came together, they changed the meaning of that day to, instead of focusing on the pagan unconquered sun god, they focused on Jesus, the Son of God. That Jesus, on December 25th, would be the change from darkness into light. The third date would fall on Easter. Now, Easter is not a fixed date in the Western Church. The Feast of Easter parallels this moon god image from pagan holidays where the moon god would come down and fertilize and bless the crops for an abundant harvest. In the Catholic Church, once again back in the 4th century, the bishops decided to associate Easter with the image of the full moon. Once you get Christmas and Easter established, everything else falls into place. The 4 weeks prior to Christmas, the 4 Sundays, are the season of Advent, represented by the color purple, a time of preparation. The 6 weeks before Easter, once again, the season of Lent, signified by the color purple. It's a time of reconciliation. It's a time of preparation. It's kind of like cleaning the house before you have the big meal. You want to get ready for what is yet to come. Easter and Christmas, the season of Christmas, the season of Easter, special feast days in the church, signified by the color white. By the way, this is a stole. This is a stole, which is a garment worn by priests and deacons and bishops, signifying the place in their office. If I'm a deacon, I would wear it over one shoulder, which would signify my role to assist the priest and the bishop at Mass. The priest would wear it over both shoulders. A priest wearing a stole can celebrate 6 out of the 7 sacraments. The only sacrament he cannot celebrate is that of holy orders or ordaining. The bishop would wear the stole over both shoulders, and he would have a staff, which signifies him being a shepherd of the church. Outside of Advent, Christmas, Lent, and Easter, we have a feast called Ordinary Time. 34 weeks of the growth of the church, signified by the color green, like the growing of grass, like the growing of the fields in the summer. The other colors of the church we have are the color red, which is the signification of confirmation of the Holy Spirit and Pentecost and of martyrs. Rose is the color that is on the 3rd Sunday of Advent and the 4th Sunday of Lent. It kind of says that the dawn is not yet here, but it's getting close. So if you have a nice liturgical calendar, or if you have a church calendar at home with the different dates, If you ever see the different colors worn by the priest or the deacon or the bishop at Mass, you have a basic understanding of how we construct a church year, a liturgical year. Once again, these signs, these symbols, these rituals all signify something, and if we pay attention to those things, it stirs up our senses to understand the basic importance of what we are doing at Mass. Thanks once again for joining us. God bless.